Hi, Sarah Rivet here from Employment Connections. I'm an employment instructor here at Fox Valley Technical College, and we are going to talk today about the job interview. Job interviews can make people extremely nervous, but the best advice I can give you is to remember by the time you get to that job interview, the employer wants to hire you. They're looking for every reason to hire you and not looking for reasons to not hire you. When you're in the job interview, what employers are looking for is how do you fit with their existing team? How do you fit with the company culture and the values of that organization? Remember that a job interview is a two-way conversation. You are interviewing the company just as much as they are interviewing you. So you want to come prepared with some good questions and some good stories to tell about your previous experience. You want to come to the job interview dressed for success. You should always dress one step above the industry standards for your industry. So think about that as dressing for your boss's job or your future boss's job. You want to make sure that you bring a copy of your resume and maybe a notepad to jot down a few notes during the job interview. When you get to the interview, the first thing the interviewer is evaluating is your smile and your handshake. So make sure you have a nice, firm, web-to-web handshake. You smile, make eye contact, and say please and thank you when talking to the employer. When you're answering questions, most interviews are behavioral based, meaning they're going to ask you questions like, tell me about a time when. You can find out how to answer a behavioral based interview by visiting our website at fetc.edu/employment guide for some examples of those questions. When answering a behavioral question, make sure that you're talking about the situation you were in, the task that you were presented with, the actions that you took, and the results of your actions. We call this the STAR method to answering behavioral-based questions. Have a few stories prepared for your job interview, and you should be able to interchange those stories depending on what they're asking you. So I would say about 6 stories prepared from your past experiences between work and school, and then come prepared with 3 to 5 questions to ask the employer. Asking questions such as, why do you like to work at this organization? What does a typical day look like? What does my supervisor's management style like? And when can I expect to hear from you? Or what are the next steps in the hiring process? All of these questions are really good to show your interest in the company, to show your interest in the work, and to show your interest in the organization. After a job interview, it's really important to follow up with a thank you email within 24 hours of the interview. Sending that thank you email can really sway the employer to make a decision in your favor. And it's always good to practice, so come to Employment Connections and we can practice with a mock interview and give you some good feedback on how you do on an interview.